Minasan, konnichiwa. Dr. EYPEI, Zamurai Engineer desu. Let us go to the next chapter, chapter 2, where we have to talk about building design and safety. So, let us first introduce the chapter and explain what do we expect from this chapter. One of the most important reasons for building codes is to promote the health and safety of building occupants. Take note, we already have in our National Building Code 4 aspects of the main purpose of the code. The protection of life and property and public health and public welfare. So it is similar to this, which is actually the code being used in most of the American states. Health issues involve topics such as minimum room size, minimum ceiling height, and requirements for removing moisture and fumes that could damage your home and make you sick. So, this is actually a requirement. In our country, there is a similar requirement, but it is within the authority of sanitary engineer. They will compute the proper amount of air flow so that the air in a certain area will be replenished by the new fresh air. Okay, so but if we are talking again of residential units, residential projects, we cannot hear of this in our country. However, in the United States, they are still making sure of this. We do not implement this in our country. Implement, but I know for a fact that there are laws that governs these issues, and they are under the field of sanitary engineering. There is a professional sanitary engineer that will sign an engineering plan for this purpose. Okay? However, they are not very much serious if it concerns residential. Okay, so we will expand to that and take a look why that is happening in our country in other videos. For now, take us to the safety issues involved in topics such as the size and location of emergency escape openings, design and construction of stairs. This particular aspect is again not being implemented in the Philippines, but there is now a potential stricter compliance with regard to this because we have a target implementation of the fire code of the Philippines, which is a requirement before any permits would be given to uh, applicants for building permit. Okay? Safety, emergency. Okay? So these are the subject of the fire code of the Philippines, which will be uh, implemented next year. They are supposed to be implemented last year, but due to the pandemic, they suspend the implementation and one suspension to the other suspension, it becomes next year, January 2022. Anyway, let us continue. Um, Installation of smoke and carbon monoxide alarms. So, similar uh, requirement would be the fire protection or the fire code of the Philippines. So because of this can be done by civil engineer, this can be done by mechanical engineer, this can be done by electrical engineer. So those are the disciplines that have direct relationship with this requirement. And in this chapter, we will talk about the building code requirements that you may encounter when doing projects such as adding rooms, additional remodeling, basement and attics, which are again not very much applied in our country. The only thing that is usually done in our community are additional rooms, okay? Adding of rooms, but they are not requiring permits or they are not applying for permits for additional rooms or remodeling, okay? But it doesn't mean that we do not have law pertaining to that. We have laws and regulation, engineering, uh, building code that covers that additional rooms, modification, okay? But they are not being implemented strictly against residential owners. They are strictly implemented in commercial, industrial, and so on. Well, this chapter will help you avoid the most common health and safety code violations. So it is for you, your own good. It is for us. It is for you and me. Homeowners. We are homeowners. We are not commercial. We are not industrial. But still, this provision will help us to avoid most of the common health and safety issues that may affect our family and our own selves. It does not address all code requirements. You should refer to other sources for more information regarding those um, holistic code requirements. We will only give the most basic minimum requirement common to and being discussed in this paper. So we will compare what are we doing in our country. Okay, so this in this regard, we will talk about habitable rooms, fire separation, stairways, emergency escape openings, egress doors, exterior doors, door and window hazards, ventilation and exhaust, smoke and carbon monoxide alarms. So usually here we have building designer, which is a civil engineer, fire separation, we have fire protection engineer, stairways, building engineer, structural engineer, civil engineer, emergency escape openings, we have fire protection engineer, egress door, exterior doors are different from each other, could be the same purpose. So fire protection engineers, exterior doors can be design engineer, door and window hazard could be fire protection engineer, could be mechanical engineer, ventilation and exhaust, sanitary engineer, fire protection engineer, and sometimes mechanical engineers. Smoke and carbon monoxide alarms, this is mechanical engineer, sometimes electrical engineer, sometimes electronics engineer. Okay? So those are the things that we'll talk about in this chapter. So if you have any comments regarding the differences of this topic to our country's topic or to your own country's topic, let us know and put that concern in the box below. Okay, thank you very much. Again, this is Dr. AP, your Samurai Engineer at your service.